Welcome to a new homework week. It's Lisa from Shady Tree Stitches, and of course, my good old wingman Laurie's with me.
Hi.
We've decided it's going to be the two of us for the weeklies now, so you'll get used to seeing both of us and special guests when we come across them. So we don't have a lot to talk about this week. It's a pretty it's a hectic week, but not for homework prompts.
Mhm.
So let's start with daily 30. What are we doing for that, Laurie?
It is, let me pull it up. Dinosaur Week. Fun. So the Dinosaur Week runs from, let's see, here we go, August 6th through the 20th.
Yep.
And the stitch prompt values are 100 stitches or 1 hour for 2 tokens, or 200 stitches or 2 hours for 4 tokens. So pretty easy stitch
Yeah.
count. Very doable. So number one, stitch on a whip with something that can lay eggs.
All right. Well, lots of things can lay eggs. Because I'm doing, for semi-sane, I've got 4 whips that I'll be working on, like if they get called. So my choices will probably come from them. Plus, I'm working on my sampler, a model stitch. So I'm going to try and fit everything into that as well if I can. But the first thing that came to mind was turtles, and platypus. So I thought of Anzac. There's also birds and crocodiles. They all lay eggs.
Yep.
So I think Anzac would be a really good choice again. It fits so many prompts, that piece. What about
Yes, it
you?
does. I am doing Get Cracking. You have the Kraken's kind of questionable, but squid and octopi lay eggs as well. But the birds, and there are swans, and then there's these little fishy things. I bet they lay eggs too. So
Fish eggs, yeah, of course. So, yeah, it's when you first read these prompts, often you go, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? But when you break it down, it's not that hard.
no.
All right, what are we got next?
Okay, next prompt. Okay, stitch on a whip that is part of a series or cell that has 3 or more parts.
Lots of choices for this one. How would you feel about me doing my Spring House Trio from Waxing Moon Designs? Number one, the piece itself has 3. Number 2, there's spring, summer, autumn, winter, Christmas, Halloween, patriotic. So there's a huge series. So I think I could get away with doing a Spring House Trio.
I think so. I think that's great. This was tough for me because the cells that I have, I kind of stashed them for later.
Yeah.
But there was one that came out last year that I just couldn't fit it in, and it was Mary and Minty. Let me share my screen. Had a brain freeze there.
Mm-hmm.
And most of you will remember this one that came out, and it came out in like a week's time, and it was 3 parts that she released back to back, and then of course she had the final piece. But it's so cute, so I probably will pick it up this Christmas season. So
It is cute.
yeah.
Very, very cute.
Okay, and the third prompt: stitch on a whip with plants or trees.
Just trying to think through my pieces from my jumping out of my head at the moment. What did I pick? Aha. I've got it. I just got to find it. Again, sticking to my idea because it's going to make my life easier, but we'll tell you about how uneasy my life was in a minute. Where is it? Oh, I know why. You're covering a whole column. As I'm scrolling down, it must be in that column and I haven't found it. Here it is. All right. My Tiny Modernist Spooky Hollow. It has, I don't know about plants so much, but it has dead trees.
Dead trees. They didn't say it, they had to be alive.
They didn't say they had to be alive, so Spooky Hollow.
Okay. I am also doing, so As the Leaves Turn is one of my whips, and it's extra credit for Crystal, et cetera, et cetera. So good double dipping there. Okay. Next prompt. Stitch on a whip that you can call by a different name than the name of the chart title.
I think that's most of my whips. I know for a long time I was calling Spooky Hollow. Oh, there you go. I call it Spooky Hollow and it's Sleepy Hollow. So I get it wrong already. But I actually think for this one, look, you're actually getting to see it for once. There's my Australian sampler I'm working on. And it is called Van Diemen's Land, and I call it my Australian sample.
Got it.
That's the first time anyone's seen it.
Yes. So you even called it by the nickname too. When I show it, you'll say, "Oh, let's see if you can remember what
show
your
me and I'll tell
target
you what it
name
is. Well, I don't know, but I call it All the Girls.
Yes, that's it. The girls are my girls.
The girls, yeah, my girls.
Yeah.
Around the world. It's definitely never called Around the World. It's called The Girls. Yeah.
Yes.
The colourful girls. They're so cute.
Okay, last prompt is a stitch on a stitch on a whip with fabric or floss that was a limited edition or solo die or a chart that's out of print.
Okay, most of my pieces are on a piece of limited edition fabric.
Mhm.
I don't know, if I just show you here, I mean, you can see that one's on a piece of Paddock to Lane Designs limited edition fabric. That one's on a piece of Crafty Leanie limited edition. So I can pick almost any of my pieces for that. What about you?
The same. Around the World is on a piece of fabric that is from Hand Dyed by Rolanda, and she dyes them solo and then she posts them to her site. It's even a description on our Etsy site. So that's my choice.
There you go. All right.
And the final prompt is the daily 30.
Yep.
And we've talked about that week after week. So
yeah. Well, as I said, I'm not doing that one at the moment. I just have too much else to do. Although with it probably would be easy to do the 100 stitches from as my daily 30 piece. So that would be a good way to fit it in. All right, supernatural stitches. Now this one, let's do this the condensed way today, Laurie. Only the pieces we're already going to be stitching this week can fit in. We'll say what they are. Otherwise, we won't worry about it because you don't have to do all of them. So season 5, episode 3, Free to Be You and Me. Stitch on a mourning sampler, as in sad, memorial project, or one with a spiritual theme.
pass for me.
I think for that one, possibly use my Spooky Hollow because it's got gravestones and things in it.
I see.
So I feel like I could use that one. All right, we don't need to talk about this, but the title, the designer, the design company that starts with a letter from Eat It Twilight. EATIWLGH. A project which has surprised you in some way.
Keeping to my Around the World, it surprised me in that it's not as fun a stitch as I thought it would be. There's a lot of colors in there, so a lot of color changes on the skin tones and things like that. So I like the picture, didn't like stitching so much.
I think for me, probably my numbers sampler surprised me in that how long it actually took to stitch it the All Day Yesteryears. I don't know if I showed you guys that one before, but it's one of my that I'm doing. So the full coverage square that I'm working on at the moment, which on this picture is totally blank, so this doesn't really show you anything. The full coverage square that's right there takes quite a lot of time to do. So I feel like that was a surprise. It lets me stop sharing. There we go.
Okay.
Okay. Put some work into a project which you refer to by something other than its published name.
We've done that one.
We've got, well, that's a perfect fit there. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, they don't talk to each other about these prompts. They just, you know, come up with them. So, okay, well, that's easy. Where I'll be working on my Aussie sampler. Stitch on a project that exhibits weather, a storm scene, a sunny day with fluffy clouds, etc.
My as a leaf turn.
Yes.
Perfect all day.
And mine would be probably none of the ones that I've said that I was working on. I have heaps though that I could choose. I mean, any Christmassy one lighthouses. Even actually my Anzac would fit that because it's got the waves and the hurricane winds coming in from the side. Work on a project that's left you brain fried on occasion or has the potential to do so.
Well, I haven't shown that this week, but well, no, that's tough because none of them really stump me. But kind of Alhambra Garden, my chatelaine. I'll share the screen really quick. It only stumps me because this lattice work here, you would think it would be a regular pattern, but it's not so regular all the time. So that kind of stumps me.
Yeah, you can't just sort of memorize it and keep going. I like those ones where you can just sort of do mundane stitching. For me, it's my 40 count pieces, and I'm not going to do that this week. All right, stitch on a sal that you've already joined. Well, you've got that. I don't have a sal. Stitch on a project that features a sexy or beautiful lady.
I'll have to pass on that one. I don't do people much.
No, you don't. I haven't shown you this one yet, but it is one I've worked on this week, so I could actually do this prompt because as I said, it'll make sense when I talk about the next bits. Where is she? I don't do much stuff on my screen. There she is. I wouldn't call her sexy, but I would call her beautiful. My South American angel, Barbara Barnes. And I've worked on her for something else this week. And stitch on a project with an angel. Just
there you go.
And resurrect a project you haven't touched for at least 6 months. Got any of those?
Yes, I do. I have a couple, unfortunately. This, yeah, I'll show this really quick. It's coming. Can you see this welcome home?
Yes.
It's a Mill Hill kit. And I just wanted to do something small on black fabric because I've never stitched on black before. And yeah.
All right, so that's the supernatural. So you can have fun doing that if that's one thing you want to have prompts for. Okay, now there's been so much happening this week in all the other prompts and all the other games and challenges. We've been having lots of fun. Just wait, always on. So what's been happening in Dynasty?
Dynasty of Dragons, the round, what do you call it? The adventure round, the quest round ended on Friday. And so now you can stitch for various items or stitch in the pub and play pub games.
Okay, cool. And we did well in our group. We got to our dragon essence and had fun doing that. And it was really good. We had a bunch of our team really good at doing cool story writing. So we have lots of fun in that one. We have been having lots of fun in Survival of the Stitchiest. There's been challenge after challenge after challenge thrown at us this week. Oh my goodness. And Laurie and I are feeling very hard done by because we're the only 2 warriors in our team. And the warriors had to do, was it 2750 stitches in a day?
Yes.
I think we had 2 days to do it, but we've already knocked it over. But it was more than anyone else in the team had to do.
Yes.
And Laurie's been away on holidays, so she's fresh back from holidays and straight back into working.
Yes.
So yeah, so we had a lot to do there, but it's fun. So yeah, it's a really good game. It keeps you on your toes, but it's definitely a team game. And the last three challenges have been compulsory for everyone to participate in. So again, I say to you guys, if you like doing stitching challenges, read them. If it is a stitch game and it says it's team based, you need to be able to participate in the team. You can't let your team down. If it says, like semi-sane, I'm in Survivor at the moment, and it says it was a high stitch count competitive game and it's team based. So, people who are not doing a lot of stitches, it's not the game to join. Read the descriptions. They try to put the descriptions there to help you. Not every game is for everyone. So in Survivor, we've been having a whole round of eliminations and, what are they called? Just like the game, you have to do, I can't think of the word, where you don't get to go to the vote. You don't have to go to the tribal council.
Survival, Survivor, yeah.
Yeah, but
The
um,
reality
yeah, not elimination.
tribal council.
Well, yeah, but what's it when you win the right immunity challenges, immunity and
Got it.
reward challenges, super fun. It's very hectic. So yesterday, our challenge was we had to stitch as many whips for 100 stitches each in 24
Oh,
hours. And the bottom three people in our team go on a wheel to get eliminated. So it's good because there's no nasty sort of, horrible voting people off, but it's based on your stitching. So that's really good. So one person in our team did 23, I think, whips in the hour. But in the day, I only managed 17, but I did have a few things on that took up some time. And just 100 stitches is so painful to just stitch and take a photo, post a photo, change. The 100 stitches doesn't take long. But yeah, it all adds up. But it was fun. So I did basically like a No New Starts Whip Frenzy yesterday. So I have
saw that.
100 stitches on lots and lots of pieces. So I can probably do every single one of those supernatural prompts if I think about it from what I stitched yesterday. Unfortunately, that was yesterday and it starts today. Anyway, but that's okay. Also in semi-sane is so they're going through and spinning the wheel and calling out the cards. So that's fun. We've had quite a few, reverses and skip twos and whatever. So, it's a good way to get a bit of extra focus on your pieces.
Yes.
What else have we got?
That's about all that's really focusing. Not much going on with pirates.
No, we're just traveling. We beat some big person. We stitched it all. We only threw one Molotov because those Molotovs are great value. You throw them at the beginning and they knock off, 100 stitches every 2 hours or something.
Yes, that is correct.
And it just goes for the whole challenge. So I think we took 2 days to beat him. So that was a lot of extra stitches we didn't have to do by throwing that Molotov. And Crystal Academy, we are on the field trip. So there is something happening in Crystal, which Hannah told us about last week.
Yes.
And it's a really cool escape room story. It's a bit slow for me being on the other side of the world because of when the sweeps are. I only really get swept once a day because when they sweep, I haven't stitched. So anyway, but that's all good. I don't mind traveling slowly. How are you finding it?
I'm stuck. So
where are you?
I am stuck in the Hall of Dragon statues.
Okay. See, I haven't even reached the Hall of Dragon statues yet.
Yeah. So
I'm still probably a step before that, but it's all good.
Yes, just keep stitching.
Yep, and that's what it's about. So there's lots and lots of different challenge groups out there. Some of them are a lot easier. I know there was another new one that was released, Stitching Around the World this week. That's a team one. You can have up to 20 on the team and you just stitch total to get destinations. So sort of more like Pirates, I guess, where you stitch and you go somewhere and you explore a city. So that's an option if you're someone who likes doing it. There's there's 2 different zombie ones if you're into zombies. There is the zombie one based on The Walking Dead. So it's sort of more like the supernatural where it's based along the books, the episodes. And there's another one, the zombie, where you basically just go out fighting zombies and looting and having fun. And it's not so much team-based, which is a good one if you just want to just do your stitching and have a goal. But I do find these little goals really, really helpful.
I do as well.
All right, guys. Well, that's us for the week, but thanks for joining us. And we will look forward to catching up with you next week. Until then, have a great week of stitching, everyone. Bye.
Bye.